there and welcome to season 2 of Tuesdays with Annette. Hi, I'm Annette Sym. You're in my kitchen and that's right, we're cooking today a recipe from my cookbook series. And we are going into Simply Too Good to Be True number 4. So this is the book we're going to be using. And I thought, what could I do this week? Well, I'm saying Mother's Day. And let's do something that mums would love to be given, either for morning or afternoon tea. So today we're making the orange and date scones. Here we go. This is the recipe. Oh, I love it. We love this in our house. It is one of my favourite scones on the planet. So I thought mums might appreciate that. So let's make it today. So I hope you've downloaded the recipe. There was a little bit of a hiccup with the recipe on the website, but we've made the changes now. The temperature is 220 degrees, not 180. And also the missing ingredients was 3/4 cup of chopped dried dates. So it's all fixed now. So thank you for joining me on my first show for season 2. Oh my gosh, I missed you guys so much. Now we've got the ingredients and everything out, but before we start, this is Tuesdays with Annette. This is where we cook together. So let's start with what we always do first, and that is wash our hands. That's right. I've got my doTERRA here. And I do a 20-second wash because we've been taught now, don't we, about washing our hands. And of course I have preheated my oven over there to 220 degrees. The best thing about scones is having a hot oven. And I don't do it like normal people with scones, and I'll tell you how and why I have my way with it. So there's my hands, all fabulous and clean. And as I said, you know, you can download the recipe from the website. And so let's look at what we need to make this together. So I hope you've got your oven on, so you're ready to go. Now, we need the ingredients, which is, I've got 2 oranges here because we need to do a 1/2 cup of orange juice. Please do fresh here because you need the rind anyway, because we've got 2 tablespoons of the fresh rind. We've got some dried dates, Flora Light, a couple of eggs. We only use the egg whites in this. I've got a little bit of milk here in a little jug just to be able to put on the top of the scones. A tiny little bit of white sugar, self-raising flour. I've got cooking spray, and that's all we need to make these scones. But we do need a chopping board. I do need a grater. I need a sifter. We need some measured cups. I like using glass because I'm going to measure the margarine, and I always like to put that in the microwave. I've also got a bowl for making the scones with, and also the props we also need here is a wooden spoon. I'm going to show you, now let me just show you, you need a little scone cutter. If you don't have scone cutters, don't worry about it. Get your glasses out, you know, your drinking glass, and how you do is get your ruler or tape measure and just measure along from one end to the next. This is 6 centimetres. That's the size. So if I often use glass, you know, when I didn't have these, just drinking glasses, but 6 centimetres and you'll get 12 scones if you do it that way. So that's my scone cutter ready. I've got some measure spoons, wooden spoon, I've got a grater, a little whisk, a scraper. This is what I'm going to spread the little bit of milk on top of the scones, but I'll tell you how to do it if you don't have one. And hello, if you've just joined me, welcome to season 2. I've had my break in April, which was fantastic. My arm is doing really, really well. Thank you very much for all your caring messages. Got a little bit of a cold at the moment, but I am doing great. I've also got some gloves because I want to make, with the dough, I don't want it under my nails and things like that. But we're making today orange and date scones, and it's out of book 4, and it's a perfect treat for mums for Mother's Day on Sunday. So let's get started. So first of all, I'm going to chop up the dates. So we need 3/4 cup, and we're using dried dates. I must admit, I do buy a good brand when it comes to the dates because I think they're a bit plumper. Sometimes the cheaper ones are a bit sort of scrawny. Don't use fresh, you need dried. Now you can make this just a date scone if you wanted, and I'll tell you how as we go. But today it's orange and date scone, and it is just so delicious. I just think orange and date go so well together, and I'm so excited to be back in my kitchen cooking for you today. So don't forget, I'll be here Tuesdays for our home ec with Annette, and then of course Thursday I'll be back again with another fabulous recipe for Mother's Day. So let's look at this. We want 3/4 of a cup diced. A couple more. So I like to prep up first. So I hope you're doing this with me if you've got the recipe from the website, or you might have book 4 anyway. So you just do your dates first. That's them done. I like to prep up as much as I can with everything because then it just makes everything flow and it's all super easy. Now we're going to do the orange rind. So we want 2 tablespoons, and of course I'm going to use my 15 ml tablespoon. And so just let's grate that. You could do actually lemon if you wanted. I just find, you know, lemon or orange, the citrus goes so well with dates. So you could change it if you want. I love doing different variations with it. So as I said before, you can actually do this with just a date scone if you didn't want to do the orange or the lemon. And what you do with the lemon, you would use the same amount of lemon rind, same amount of lemon juice, but I'd probably maybe put a little tiny bit more sugar in because it's so much more sour than the orange. But if you wanted to just do a plain date scone, then what you do is you forget the orange rind, and instead of the orange juice, you replace it with skim milk. So that'll just give you some lovely, lovely date scones. And you know what? People tend to have all the different ways they make scones, but with me, I just make them a little different, because if you went to home ec in high school when you were my age, you would get the butter and you would fold it through with your fingers into the flour. Do you remember that? You know, getting there and just going in and mixing it all up. Well, no, I'm sorry, I don't do that. Messes the rings, messes under the nails. Oh no, I melt my margarine. So stay tuned so I can show you the easiest way on the planet to make delicious scones. So we're just taking our time here. Hope you're grating away. Let's get my other orange. I'll get some more. See, these waxy skins make it a little hard with grating, doesn't it? I need 2 tablespoons. Oh, this one's not even going to grate for me, Bill. Look at this. It won't even grate. Let's try and go back to this one a bit. Oh, that's better. So we have had a lovely holiday. Thank you very much for giving me the month off. But we're back on board. I've sat down and thought about all the recipes I want to make for you over the next few weeks in season 2. And I'm very excited because I think we're going to nail it. It's going to be fabulous. All right, so we want 2 tablespoons of the rind. Let me just scrape it. We want all that lovely rind. Here we go. 2 tablespoons. So I'm just going to put them in the bowl there to come back to a little bit later. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the juice. And remember, you've preheated your oven to 220. It's a hot oven. Let me put this over here. Let's get the juice. And we're making today orange and date scones. So if you're just joining me, you're a bit late. Did you forget that I'm back today? My gosh. Well, it's out of book 4. And someone could win a Percy signed copy of book 4. And I'll tell you all about it at the end of the show. So if you're thinking, I like scones, but I'm not sure I like date scone. Oh, please. I've got you covered. That's right, I have got a total of 11 different types of scones you can make. 11, that's right. So we've got this one, which is the orange and date. I've got scone scrolls, which are in book 3, and one of them's a savoury, one of them's a sweet, and that's using scone dough, which is fabulous. I've also got a plain scone in book 4, which can be made into ginger scones. They are fabulous. Or you can make them with sultanas, or you can make them with currants. So we need half a cup of juice, remember? Nearly there. And also you can make a banana scone that's in book 6. I've also got, going back to book 4, I've also got cheese and onion. And I love making them. I do a scone buffet and I'll have 4 different scones out for people. They love it, but it's good to have a savoury. That's what I reckon. And they love that cheese and chive. And also I've actually done a top to a pie. It's a homestead chicken pie, which I'm sure you've all tried. It's out of book 4 as well. And you make like a scone top to it. And it is just beautiful. So, okay, we've got juice. I think we're looking fabulous. That was a lot of hard work for oranges, wasn't it? So before we go any further, let's now just do our margarine. So I'm going to just make it easy. It says it's either 2 tablespoons or 30 grams. So I always just do it this way and just measure it out. Just a little bit too much there, Annette, a bit too generous. There we go. And I hate to have to clean my microwave from splattered margarine, so I put the foil on. Let's put it in. I actually have the micro power down to 7. That'll do 30 seconds. And we're good. Now just remember, when you're doing the margarine, that it's 15 ml, which is a tablespoon, so that's why 2 of them equals 30. Let me move this away because we can start getting magic happening here. Oh my gosh, thanks for joining me today. It's so fun to be back in the kitchen and donning my apron again. So, what are we going to do is we're going to do the dry mix first and then we combine the wet and mix it together. Boom! That's how easy this recipe is. So, get your flour and we want 2 cups. All right, and it's self-raising flour. If you've only got plain flour, well, I can tell you what that is to make that self-raising. What you'll do while I'm sifting, put this in your bowl, sift your 2 cups. What you do if you're using plain flour, you use baking powder, not bicarb, baking powder, and it's a teaspoon for every half a cup. So that would be 4 teaspoons that you'd put in here with plain flour. And it becomes self-raising flour. But I always buy both. I always have both in my pantry, so it's up to you. I don't know whether you have. Now I'm going to leave the flour open because we need that to roll the scone dough out. So now what we're going to put in here is the rind. So let's put that in. Remember that's 2 tablespoons. I hope your oranges were nicer than mine for rinding, I tell you. And sugar. We just want 1 teaspoon. That's all. Just a teaspoon of white sugar. That's it. And mix that through. I'm going to put the dates in now. And now we just do the wet mix. And let me show you how that is. That's super easy. Scones are so easy, but people panic. They worry about them. They go, because you know why? You've got the wrong recipe, Dal. That's what's wrong. Because most times you just put margarine in here now. Oh no, we're going to change that. In goes the juice, and that will cool down the margarine. But this is what is in all my scones, egg whites. That's right. And what do you think the egg whites will do to the recipe? They will raise it up, make it lighter. And I think there's nothing nicer than a light, fluffy scone. So 2 egg whites and whisk. And that will go into the dry mix. So when you look at it, you've got the flour, 2 cups of flour, a teaspoon of sugar, 3/4 cup of chopped up dried dates. And in here was 30 grams or 2 tablespoons of flora melted, flora light, half a cup of fresh orange juice, and we had 2 tablespoons of rind in there too, and then 2 egg whites. And in it goes. Perfect. I mean, you can see this is not hard to make. And the good thing is, I'm planning a fabulous Mother's Day with my daughters, and I'm chucking these in the freezer. Yes, Diane, you can get one. Okay, look, she looked at me and went, what? They will be going into the freezer bar maybe 2, and I'm going to bring them out on Mother's Day because they freeze just like bread. They're really fantastic frozen. So I'm combining that in. Now you might think, oh, it's a bit dry. Do not worry. What I'm going to do next, because I'm a princess, I'm sorry, I'm going to put my gloves on. Up to you if you've got gloves. Because we're going to now go in and we're going to mush it. That's the word. Is there a technical word for it apart from that? I'm saying mush. So get it off the spoon. Remember your oven's preheated to 220. And this is where we go in. Go into the mix and combine the flour. Like, see, I'm mushing it. Or squeezing till all that flour gets mixed in. Oh, look here, I'm throwing the mix. Oh my gosh, it smells so good because I can smell the dates and the orange in there, especially the orange. And we are done. So now, let's move this to the side. This is where you put some flour down. Oh, and listen, by the way, we're into May. Hello, believe it or not, May. And I've got my newsletter coming out on Thursday for the first of the month. So, you know, look out for that. Now, if you haven't signed up for it, go onto the website and you'll see the link where you can join. It's free. It's fabulous. And you always get a recipe and tips, and you find out all the deals and everything that's happening with me. So here's my beautiful dough. How's your dough look? Oh, you need to take photos. If you're making it, I want to see how you've gone with it. Let's get the tray. Can I have a tray, Bill, please? We don't have a tray. Here we go. I've got the cooking spray, and what we'll do is we'll spray a flat baking tray, and we'll cut out, you need 12 scones with this mix using the 6cm scone cutter. All right, so I'm going to put that at the front. Now this is where people go wrong because they've seen too much television where you get a rolling pin. No, pat it out. It doesn't need a rolling pin. The less you move it around, the lighter and fluffy your scone will be. And I say, imagine you've got 12 to come out. So I get this and I'll go along 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, about 1.5, maybe 2 centimeters will do the job. Put your scone cutter into the flour, go right to the edge. We don't want to waste any of it. And go round and let's cut out 12 orange and date scones. Remember, the oven's hot. They only take about 12 to 15 minutes depending on your oven. But the key with scones is they need to kiss each other. That's right, they need to go like this. See, look. They need to touch each other because you want them to connect. All right? So you don't want them, people will put scones and they'll put them like that. No, oh no, this is all kind of wrong. Look, got to have them over. All right, so how are we going here? How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they're looking great. Push them together. And now get the rest of your dough, mush it together again. And from this, you will get 3 more scones. 1, 2. And then what I tend to do is I'll get the mix and just shove it into the scone cutter for the final one. Oh look, we've got a little bit more here. I'll make it a little bit bigger. That'll be Bill's scone for sure. Put that there. Waste not, want not, just put that little one there. And this is where you get the milk now, and you'll just get your brush. Let me bring it in. Just get your brush, push it into the milk, and moisten the top. Now, if you don't have a pastry brush, this is what you do. Okay? That's what you do. So it doesn't matter. Now remember, there's 11 scones in my cookbooks, so you have got lots of variety to enjoy. Here we go. In the oven for 12 to maybe 15 minutes, the hot oven. I don't think it gets any easier. People will be so impressed with you. And you know what? I'm going to show you the batch I made earlier, because I know you want to see what it looks like. Excuse my messy bench. But here we go. This is my scones that I made before. I've got my little basket all ready. See how they're all together? Break them up. Put them in the basket. Put the kettle on. I mean, who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? And it's a much cheaper way to enjoy scones when you make them yourself. So there we go. I know my kitchen's a mess, but who cares? It's all about having fun in the kitchen. And there is our date and orange scones, or orange and date scones from book 4. So if you want to win book 4, this is the book we're talking about. Hello? All you're going to do for Tuesdays with Annette is you have to like, share, and then in the comments, write something. Write a comment in the comments, and then from that, that's how easy it is to win on Tuesdays with Annette, so you can enjoy maybe a Percy signed copy in the mail for you next week. Now, this coming Thursday, I'm back again, season 2, and I'm doing Mother's Day. Hello, it's a theme. And I thought, what is a really great thing for Mum? Apple tea cake. Oh yes, it's from book 1. It is the best apple tea cake. Once again, it can be frozen. You can make it with me on Thursday if you want, and bring it out on Sunday. Now, next Tuesday, I'm going to be back doing a cooking class for you, and it is vegetarian week. So I thought, let's honour the veggies, and so I'm going to make a recipe for you that's out of book 3. It's in the sauces for pasta section. It's a bit fabulous. It's my creamy pumpkin and pine nut sauce. It's already on the website. Diane, you put it on today, didn't you? God, she's good, isn't she? I love my Diane. Anyway, she's got it there for you, so you can download it, buy the ingredients. Let's cook it together next Tuesday. And so, the other day, we have done our first show. Thanks for joining me. And I really want to say Happy Mother's Day, if you're not joining me on Thursday, to all the mums that, you know, the stepmums, the grandmothers, mums of pets. This is your special day on Sunday. So why not even make them for yourself? Now, don't forget, newsletters out this Thursday. Go to the website at simplytoogood.com.au. And I know Diane's got it right on that one, haven't you, darling? It's got lots of dirt in that one. Okay, guys, so fun to see you again. Talk to you again on Thursday. Same time, same place. Bye now.